Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Bigakar Ahmed, and welcome to today's video. Today, we're going to be talking about Andrew Tate, and he went ahead and did a sit-down podcast talk with French Montana, who is a rapper. Now, what really confuses me about this sit-down or this collaboration here is that Andrew Tate's prominence in talking against these artists, talking against the music industry, talking against people, especially like French Montana, who isn't like a Tupac or an Eminem or a Kendrick Lamar, someone who is known as to be like one of the best rappers and has very important subject matter in his songs. French Montana makes music about just like drugs and sex and garbage, and he's not a great rapper. He's just a party rapper. He goes ahead and influences people to go to clubs and drink and dance and have sex and do these things. And this is his niche. So it's very interesting to go ahead and see Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, go ahead and sit down with French Montana and have a conversation when he is one of the people that they warn us about. He is one of the top people in the matrix system, in the music industry. He is like P. Diddy's side-by-side best friend. So this really threw me off for someone who talks about all the matrix is coming for you, matrix is this, all these idiots that go to concerts and jump up and down in a crowd. They're all robots and this and that. And then you sit down with this guy. And this is an individual who has dated the Kardashians. This is an individual who is linked with P. Diddy, who's signed to P. Diddy's label and is probably one of his largest artists. And it's just something that just really threw me off and I did not expect to see. There's nothing wrong with going ahead and talking to people outside of your comfort zone or who you oppose. But this looks like more of like a mutual friendship. It's kind of weird. I don't know what their full conversation looked like, but we'll go ahead and take a look at it for just a second here.
Let's fucking go.
I'm gonna ask the hard question.
Huh?
I'm gonna ask the hard question.
Oh my god, let's go.
Buckle up. I'm not on camera, am I?
No, you're not.
So I can just sit here.
Man, you coming out to the show tonight?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I'll bring you
So
out.
I'm gonna ask hard questions like you're gonna ask about P. Diddy, you're gonna ask about his album cover and all these different things. What was French Montana's last album? Let's see. French Montana album cover. What was his last album cover? This is what was his last album cover. This right here. You guys see this? There's a pentagram on his face. Come on. It's a straight up pentagram, guys. Like he's literally telling you I worship the devil and Baphomet is the symbol that I choose of choice, and everyone in the music industry chooses pentagrams, and yeah, that's literally what it is. It's the one eye. He's showing you the one eye, and he has a pentagram on his face. That's kind of crazy, bro.
I'll bring you out on that stage.
Like, this is who you're interviewing, you know? This guy's like as far part of the system as you could possibly be.
Let's do it.
I'll bring you out on that stage.
Let's do it.
I'll bring Romania's finest on that stage, baby.
We're welcome. We rolling?
Can I even play that? Because the music? Yeah, I don't know if I can play it because of the music. I'll mute it for a second. Because you can't hear him. It's clips of him talking in slow motion. But this interaction right here is interesting.
It's like lots of people try and talk to Andrew. We're very picky about who we talk to and who we shares
We've
his
been stuck
energy
here
with.
for a long
I mean,
time.
you know, and not a lot of people float through Romania as well. Like when we're in Dubai, we get a lot more requests. People want to come see us, but people are like, oh, I want to come talk to you. Yeah, I'm in Bucharest, Romania. Like Tucker Carlson will fly out. A few of the guys with balls will fly out, but a lot of people don't want to come to Romania. They're afraid of getting arrested and locked up like us. You know, just it's
You got have fun out here though. It looks like it's fun.
No, it's an awesome country. It really is an awesome country. It's just a bit off grid, you know. No one's really been here, but it's a really nice place. I have nothing bad to say about it, to be honest. Okay, they fucked us, but the police in America fuck people, bro.
Yeah.
So like, it's easy to be mad at the government, but there's not a single government that doesn't fuck people over. They all do it. So what can you do? In general, you're very safe here. It's a very safe place. Lots of parties, good weather, pretty girls. What more do you want? Fast cars, mountains, beach.
Yes.
It's all right. It's got everything.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good
Fucking G.
and Romanian jail. rough. Worse than Europe. Worse prisons in Europe, Romania. They ain't got no money. So people be like, oh, what's jail like? You know, do you get to go to the yard, the gym? I'm like, yard? No, you're in a fucking room for 92 days. There's no yard.
Bro, this guy looks blowed out of his mind. Like, he looks like he doesn't even know what Tristan's saying. He's just going, really? It's crazy.
It's like being locked in a bathroom.
There's no jail.
What,
There's
like
no
23-1?
23, you do get one, but the one you don't take because you're allowed out, but it's like in a little concrete. It was January, it was freezing cold, in a little concrete area, baby.
Alright, we're just talking about jail.
After 5 minutes, they're freezing. I was like, can I go back in? There's no guards at the door. They're literally...
And we're not going to be able to hear the content matter that they really, really broke down and talked about. You have to wait for a whole entire interview or podcast to come out on this. But I think this is just like a behind the scenes or highlights of...
You just look outside for an hour, set timer, and fuck off. So I'm sitting out there shivering. I was like, I ain't going outside.
I might have to mute it. There's no way I can play this. So Andrew Tate comes out on stage at French Montana show, and Andrew Tate is someone who goes ahead and advocates against concerts, against shows, against these things. It's very interesting to see him up on a stage, hyping up a crowd that he believes are bots, essentially, who are slaving to the system, and then standing up right next to this guy, calling him his brother, who is a very evil individual. When I say very evil individual, I mean it. Like I said, look at his album cover. You don't just put a pentagram in your one eye and it's just a joke. It's not a joke, especially when you're an artist that's not even good. Like, you don't have the fan base or the notoriety to be doing things like this as a joke. Like, you're doing this because it's the only way you're ever going to get paid still. It's the only way you're ever going to get anything, you know, as far as the lifestyle that you have. So you can keep shooting up your drugs and living the life of everybody.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Let's take a picture, everybody. Everybody put your hands up one time.
He made them scream, "Escape the Matrix." Which is kind of funny. It's kind of satire as they're all standing there, trapped in the Matrix system, who bought tickets to come jump around and sweat together and get sick together and take drugs together and watch some pretty unskilled rapper on stage rap. That's kind of funny. It's satire to go ahead and see him say, "Escape the Matrix," but it's very interesting. It's very interesting to see this type of collaboration from Andrew after he's proclaimed to be Muslim, after he's proclaimed to be against the Matrix and the music industry and these demonic industries, and then to pick one of the largest puppets in the whole entire industry is kind of crazy. Don't know why he did it, don't know how he did it, don't know how the interview is going to turn out or what the case may be. I wasn't able or didn't watch the whole thing. I don't know if it's out or not. But I'm looking forward to going ahead and seeing what Andrew and French Montana actually spoke about, because that's an interesting conversation. Because if Andrew's asking French Montana questions and engaging in conversation like he does with everyone else, and French Montana is responding, then you're going to find out a lot of background stuff. A lot of things are going to be exposed. Now, we know French Montana's an idiot. His right-hand man is Diddy. He works for the industry. He does stuff like this to make sure he still gets paychecks, but I don't know. I don't see him exposing anything, and I see this as a very pointless. Excuse me. I see this as a very, very pointless collaboration, especially if Andrew Tate wasn't pressing him, not as a friend, but as an enemy, as a part of the Matrix. If you weren't pressing him, then what was really the point of all of this, right? I don't know. Doesn't make much sense to me.
Shit. And you know the worst thing? I guarantee you she's a 6. Shane Hall.
Now he's talking about women. Well, anyways, just wanted to go ahead and touch on this. I saw that Andrew Tate and French Montana went ahead and had a sit down. I know that French Montana is an industry puppet. I know that he works for Diddy. I know that I saw his last album cover and it had this pentagram on it with the all-seeing eye. him showing off his one eye. And I find it very interesting that Andrew Tate, someone who's against all of this, someone who's against the Matrix, who I have multiply said before, he's probably a part of the system. He's probably a part of the Matrix because their plan is to divide you. And if they can have multiple different outlooks arguing with each other, like this guy's against the Matrix, but he's working with them, and have you guys go against that, then you won't go against the actual government. You won't go against the actual system. You'll go against the people who are on that leftist side point of view, right? So if this guy's like, men are the providers and protectors, and then you have your bunch of liberals sitting there going, no, they're not, women can do whatever men can do as well, then those are the people who are going to fight each other, not the people who are going to fight the government who caused all of this. So be very, very, very careful with who is being fed on the internet, especially with Andrew Tate and people of this nature. As there are people on the left side that they push for all the gayness and the transgenderism and the feminism and the Black Lives Matter and all this weird stuff on the left side, there is extreme right ideologies, as far as like, terrorism, extremism, just not having any emotion or care for anything. There being like a tyrannical system that's in place that prevents people from doing things. Just the way that far right and far left have been created into these categories, and then you have prominent figures in each who stand up and reach a very large audience, like Donald Trump and Andrew Tate on the right side. Or, I don't really know the left side too much. I would probably say just like these artists, these actors, these child influences, these YouTubers like Mr. Beast, for instance, who has a transgender co-host who was always a man who flirts with minors and is a pedo. I mean, there's that aspect of on the left side, and then you have extreme rightism where it's like, well, this guy kidnapped and killed 200 people, and he's stealing money, and he's doing this, and he's doing that, and he's trafficking children. So it really, really depends on the aspect you're looking at it, but the Matrix is real, and the Matrix is at work, and that Matrix is the United States government, and that is going to be the basis of what the Matrix is. And that government that you see, your president and things of this nature, they don't do anything. We're talking about the people behind the scenes, the people who actually run these countries, who run these corporations, who own the banks, who own the transportation systems, who own everything that make the world go round. Those are the people who control these things. So be very, very careful when you're seeing interviews like this, when you're seeing collaborations like this. Just know that even though Andrew Tate might speak a good game and he might say things that you relate to and are against the crooked system that is keeping us down and enslaving us, don't trust him. He's not someone to be trusting. He is another human being just like you. He could be working for the system just like them. And when he does collaborations like this and he's not pressing the person and he's going up on stage and he's calling him brother after everything Andrew Tate's been through for the last couple of years, I find this as hypocrisy. But maybe there's a bigger plan to this. Maybe I'm not seeing it, and hopefully I will soon. So thank you guys so much for coming today. God bless every single one of you. And until next time, free Palestine, baby.